Good Monday morning, everybody. We're going to take a look at today's weather. Now, today for Monday, we had a high of 23. I mean, considering we're coming up from the low teens and the single digits and below zero, that's quite the improvement. As we move on to Monday night, as you can see, we're going to drop back down to 14, which isn't too bad still considering how the weather we've been having. It's going to be partly cloudy, but otherwise it's going to be pretty decent. Moving on to the 5-day forecast now, Monday we're going to actually have a high of 23 and a low of 12 like I just mentioned. There's a slight possibility of some snow showers, but I'm not going to put that on there yet. It could happen on or off maybe, but nothing too serious. Tuesday we're going to be 23 again with actually 1 degree up for the low at 13, partly cloudy, pretty cloudy later on in the evening, but no actual chance of snow then. Actually now as we move to Wednesday, we're going to go up to 30 and we're going to have a low of 21. That's right near the freezing temperature of 32, so there's a chance for some snow showers pretty heavily in the afternoon, but nothing too serious as we head towards the evening. However, as we move to Thursday, now that's when it's going to get a little dangerous. 36 and a low of 21, but that 32 degree we're going to meet, it's going to give us a chance to have some icy weather, which of course can be dangerous. We can have black ice on the road, and with the actual salt shortage that we're experiencing now, it could make for a messy commute sometime through the day. Friday though, we're going to go back to some more heavy snow and a high of 37 and a low of 20. Looks like Punxsutawney Phil was right. 6 more weeks of winter for everyone in the viewing area. Let's send it back over to the couch.
Thanks, James. Zach Aaron is here with your sports report this week. Let's send it over to him now. Hey, Zach.
Hey, Brittany. All eyes this past weekend were on New Jersey as the big game took place between the Seattle Seahawks and the Denver Broncos. The Seahawks ended up winning by a big margin, the final score being 43-8. It was evident that the Broncos were having a hard time from the very first play. The first play resulted in a snap over Peyton Manning's head and ended up in a safety to give the Seahawks a very early lead in the game. It took the Broncos until 3 seconds left in the third quarter to even get on the board with points, from a pass from Peyton Manning to Demaryius Thomas. The game's MVP award went to Seahawks linebacker Malcolm Smith. Also in football news, the NFL Hall of Fame class of 2014 has been named. The list of 7 inductees is headlined by Tampa Bay Buccaneers linebacker Derrick Brooks, who never missed a single game during his 14-game career, and former New York Giants defensive end Michael Strahan, who had 141.5 sacks during his 15-year career. In response to this news, Strahan said, and I quote, "Football changed my life, period. And now I'm sure this will definitely change my life as well. I just think about being recognized as one of the best that's ever played in the greatest sport in our country and being respected for the way that you played it. That in itself changes my life." The induction will take place in the first week of August. And finally, as the Olympics are just beginning, American Olympic snowboarder Shaun White has decided to take himself out of one of his Olympic events. Shaun White has pulled out of the slopestyle competition, citing the potential risk of injury as a reason. In a statement made to NBC's The Today Show, White said, and I quote, "After much deliberation with my team, I have made the decision to focus solely on trying to bring home the 3rd straight gold medal for halfpipe for the Team USA. The difficult decision to forego slopestyle is not one I take lightly, as I know how much effort everyone has put into holding the slopestyle event for the first time in Olympic history, a history I had planned on being a part of," end quote. The slopestyle event is a first-time event this year in Sochi. And finally, coming back home, it's almost time for the Point Park Boys of Spring to start their journey toward another conference championship. Daybreak correspondent Phil Novotzik caught up with third baseman Jordan Crowell to talk baseball.
Most people think baseball is just a sport of pitching and hand-eye coordination. But for NAIA preseason All-American Jordan Crowell, it's much more than that. Batted .441, postseason honorary mention All-American. This season you come in preseason All-American. What's been the single biggest factor to your success on the field?
I feel like the game of baseball, but not only baseball, I feel like sports in general is 95% mental, you know? And you know, the rest is whatever you guys want to say, but I feel like being mentally prepared is key, and without your head, you can't do anything else.
What are some of the things you do mentally to get ready for a game?
For me particular, you know, every time I go into the box, I like to take a deep breath, you know, and slump my shoulders a little bit and kind of look around and realize that what I'm doing here is is so small. You know what I mean? You look at the trees and you look at the cars going, half the people don't even know what's going on right now.
Now, as far as music goes, is there any specific song, artist that you like to listen to before a game, before an at-bat?
Yeah, well, I like to honestly listen to some hardcore rap usually.
What's the ultimate goal for Jordan Kroll?
Whatever it is I'm doing, I want to be the best at what it is I'm doing. You know what I mean? And right now, my path is baseball, and I'm going to take it as far as it'll go, you know? And I'm going to work as hard as I can, and, you know, that fire is not leaving me until my knees are out, you know what I mean? So we'll see.
Thanks for that, Phil. Jordan Kroll and the 19th ranked Pioneers consistently stress the mental aspect of baseball, and they begin their journey February 15th. That's all I have for sports this week. Now let's send it back to Brittany and Ryan at the couch.
Thanks, Zach. Up next, Caroline Collins will be here with entertainment.
And Johnny Frywood is going to make Oreo truffles for us. You're watching Daybreak on UView.